Just cleared out my Shiba chart again, which is annoying because I literally made it last night and I don't have it now. So actually what's interesting is this downtrend was broken. Let's check Shiba. I think it was this one actually. Yeah, it was this downtrend. So Shiba's still in technically a downtrend. If you want to draw an uptrend as well, that's fair. Do something like this. Actually, yeah, that's Uh, I mean, the uptrend's a little iffy. You can definitely see. I mean, you got 3 touch points here, fourth one yesterday, but there's definitely some invalidation going on. So I'm not the biggest fan on trend lines, but that's why we always come back. And this is what I had drawn yesterday. We bounced off of this 618. So this is a very, very critical area for Shiba Inu. You can see, for one, it's getting coiled up like this, which in my opinion, I do personally think Shiba breaks to the upside, more likely than to the downside in the macro time frame. The question now becomes, are we going to go lower than this 24.4 and ultimately invalidate any type of short-term bullish argument, which in my opinion, a breakdown from here does invalidate any type of short-term bullish argument. So what we would like to see is something like this, and probably even a break to the upside out of April. The problem with that is Bitcoin doesn't look as strong as it did, so that means that Shiba Inu is probably going to fall off the table as well, which is why that 786, in my opinion, is the lowest we can go and still have any type of bullish argument in the short to medium term. Now, if we do zoom out, I've gotten rid of my chart, but if you've been following for a couple of months now, we know that Shiba Inu bottomed at that 786, so I'll put this back, and let's see where we're at. Actually, I think it's Dogelon that has to do that. Yeah, so Bitcoin or Shiba Inu bottomed at that 786 down here. So in my opinion, we are in a macro accumulation just like back here. The problem is, when are we going to break out? And obviously, if we break down below this 23.1, then we're just going to come back down to the bottom of this 786 and probably go sideways, which again, I'm not going to rule it out. I think it is likely, but I also had this notion that April was going to be bullish, and it looks like it's falling off the table. So short term, 24.48 for Shiba has to hold. Anything lower than that, and that obviously means that Bitcoin is also going to correct, and Shiba Inu would come back down to 23. A break below 23, and there's just no support anywhere until we're just going to come back to the bottom of the channel. And again, I do think Shiba Inu is more likely to have a move like this than it is to have a move like this. But the question is going to be, when is it going to have this move? And I would say anything lower than 23.05, and this move isn't going to happen for a while. So that's pretty much it. We haven't moved at all from the last night's video. We are still on this 618, bounced off of it. So all in all, watch 2448. A break below that sends us to the 786 at about 23 and change. Any lower than 23, and I just don't see a bullish argument in the short term. So that's pretty much it. Best of luck. And as always, as I've been saying, as we've been looking at, 3,500 is the breakout for Doge or for Shiba for when it's going to start going vertical like this. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. The second we fall below this 24.48, I just don't see the argument at all. And then moving on to Dogelon Mars, same exact type of scenario. We're over the 618 right now at 9, so if that was the bottom, so be it. It does look like it's showing weakness already on the smaller time frames. 4 hour has flipped bullish, which is a good sign, but the daily still looks like shit. So I'm going to leave this here. If it doesn't play out, so be it. We are still covering, or we're back testing the back trend as support. There's the 618 here. And then I did have that bull market support band as well for Dogelon, which I don't know if I'm being a fool for using that or not, but as of now it is valid. And the only reason it's important is because typically when we break down below that, the bull run is over. So as of now, we are still holding it, but a break below this, obviously combined with the fact that we would break below the 618 and back into the downtrend, would just show that Dogelon Mars is bearish as hell, and we would start falling off the table once again. And same type of scenario, we bottomed at the 786 here, and all we would be doing is be getting accumulated. And in my opinion, again, I do think Dogelon Mars is more likely to break to the upside than to the downside like this. But, obviously if we start invalidating major supports, my opinion goes out the window and we start moving down. which is why, we'll keep an eye on this. So 9 has to hold any lower than 9, and we're going to fall down to basically to 8,794, which is a big drop. Obviously, if that happens, Bitcoin's also going to drop. And if you want to try and draw the same type of uptrend as I did on Shiba, you can see here there is some type of, I guess, channel. Some people would say this is a bear flag. I don't think that's a bear flag with 80% moves in it, but no, there's too many trend lines here. I'm getting rid of this. Yeah, there's too much going on. Do we need this? No, I'll put another line here and get rid of this so we can see a little better. So just keep an eye on 9. Any lower than 9 and we're going down. The next time Dogelon breaks over 11, I would say we're going to the moon at 13 and change, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Looking at both dogs' weekly MACDs, Dogelon is still bullish on the MACD, which is a really good sign. And Shiba Inu is actually back to red. So Shiba Inu was green and it's now back to red. So not a good sign for Shiba. Doge is still green. Weekly MACD, or the weekly, whatever you call that, candle looks like shit. I guess we'll go over Doge too real quick. From the last video, we rallied right into the downtrend resistance. You hit 17.9. 18.5 is your confirmation that Doge is extremely bullish. Weekly MACD is still bullish. Let's look at the BTC pair. Bottomed at the 786 on the macro. And it looks like you hit the, what? Oh, you hit the 0.5 and came down. So this is potentially alarming for Dogecoin. I would definitely say keep an eye on this. This 288 really has to hold for any type of macro argument for Doge, because if it actually does end up being the top here and then it falls off the table like this back down to 202, that's extremely bearish for not only Dogecoin but for crypto in general. So I would really watch this 289 BTC pair support. So it doesn't look that bullish in the short term, but in the long term, once again, well, actually in the long term we are still in a downtrend, but the MACD is still flipping bullish, or it is still bullish, so I still think Doge breaks to the upside. But until it breaks out of this downtrend, it doesn't matter what I think. 18.5 is your breakout for the moon line on Doge. Until then, it's just going to keep chopping people up and coming back down. You're at the 6, or you're not at the 618 yet. The 618 is right here at 13.5, so we'll keep an eye on that. I would say anything lower than 13.6. And Dogecoin is extremely bearish, actually, because at that point, the BTC pair would start breaking down, and now we're talking basically new lows about to be put in. So definitely keep an eye on 13.6. Anything lower than that, and it starts turning really bearish. So best of luck. Obviously, this is just my opinion. None of this is financial advice, and you always have to do what's best for you.